Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne, and welcome to your August mid-month readings. It's August 17th today, so I'll be finishing off the reading, probably all of the signs, I should say, by week's end, for sure. But this is my normal routine, and today's featured sign, because I do consider every sign in the zodiac that I read for a featured sign of the day, is the wonderful, beautiful, sensitive element, water element of Scorpio. So Scorpio, let's see, what can I say to you? We have the effects of last week's full moon in Aquarius still reverberating through our bodies and our energy and, you know, the world at large. It was a very impactful full moon, and Aquarius represents the air sign that has a lot to do with our minds and our thoughts, and therefore how we perceive life, you know, is through our ability to think, and then that in turn communicate, connect, express, you know, share. Very much the qualities of air signs in general, and definitely with Aquarius, who not only wants to share for themselves and their loved ones and so forth, but the world at large. They are always thinking of the whole, you know, the bigger picture, the freedom-seeking aspect of them, and yet very much a fixed sign, as is Taurus, Scorpio, yourself, and what's the other one? Leo. Well, we're still in Leo season, and that's happening through the 22nd, which is coming right up. And so there's still that powerful encouragement to recognize our strengths, to utilize them. And it's natural. It comes natural during this time every year, you know, with that Leo, bright, sun-ruled energy of, you know, this is me. This is how I choose to be seen, and I want to be the best at what I do, because it reflects me, and I have that pride, and I have that dignity, and I care greatly if I'm going to lead, and I am a leader. This is Leo speaking. We all can be leaders. I want it to be in a way that is in a positive light, always. Okay, so there's that energy. Along with the, you know, actual polar opposition of Leo is the Aquarian energy, because every one of us in the zodiac have our polar opposition sign, which is 6 signs apart from us, and we're always attached to them in some way. So there's always a connection, and because they're our polar opposite, we learn from them, because they fulfill things we are not, you know, we don't have as strongly. I can't say we don't have, because we all have a little bit of everything. But as far as the sun sign, which is what this, you know, predominantly is about, although I always recommend you watch your sun, moon, rising, and even Venus readings, for you, Scorpio, it is and has been, I would say, a very productive time for you. I think that Aquarian energy for you is always exciting and inviting for you, because you are a Pluto ruled sign, and this is about the depths. This is about digging deep. Transformation is your middle name, as they say, and always wanting to, you know, renew and reinvent. This is what you do so very well, and a lot of times it can be very outwardly, but a lot of times it can be extremely internalized, which is what a lot of the water signs are known for. They're very sensitive, very aware of the energy, the sense, the feel, you know, is very important to them. Very in tune with their psychic and their gut intuitive capabilities. And so, you know, they always say, oh, Scorpios are so intense. Well, there's a lot of just raw, full, true emotion that comes through. They're reactive because that's how they work and deal with life, versus the mind, as I mentioned, with the air signs. It's heart, it's feeling, it's emotion, it's sensitive, you know. So they will fight for the causes they want. They're extremely loyal. Scorpios, you are, and you are very intelligent. You can do basically anything. Very resourceful. Fixed sign, like I said, you have your set beliefs, like a lot of us do. And it's hard to change you from that, but a lot of times it works in your favor. And you will work towards something tirelessly until you reach your goal. Now, what's interesting too is this influence of the Aquarius moon. Now, the sign, or the tarot card, I should say, that I use with my tarot divinations for Aquarius is the star. It's that dream, that goal, that deep, deep desire that no matter what, you will achieve, and never let go of that dream, because that's how we acquire the manifestations in our life. You know, it's the constant, it's the emotion and the thoughts together that make for perfect law of attraction manifestations. So you're getting that feeling, you're getting the strength of Leo. We will be entering into, as I said, Virgo season, which is extremely compatible, I will say it, I promise, extremely compatible with water energy. Earth and water are very, very harmonious energies. And so that's a good thing. And then the new moon will be in Virgo on the 27th. So time to just really put yourself, write out your intentions, really decide on what you want to change, and very much on the earth plane as far as practicality, you know, your body, your health, your family, your job, your money, your income, your investments, all of those have to do with the earth energy. That's going to be brought to your attention, and in beautiful ways, I think, because you are, like I said, when you get your mind on something, Scorpio, and you want to do something, you persevere and you become extremely proficient at what you do, okay? And this is a great thing. But that ability to change and, you know, conform or transform to what you need to be for the circumstances is once again one of your true characteristics that I admire. You also are very interested in things like the occult and things that are a little taboo for the average person, the mysteries, the mystical. I have Neptune in Scorpio, as well as my North Node, and also Venus at the very last degree, well, almost 29 degree. And it wasn't until I was well into my 30s, after studying astrology in the sun sign aspect, that I realized that. And here I've been interested in astrology since I was 12, and doing, you know, tarot readings for over 30 years now, and it just really, really in tune with my spirituality, and listening and watching and following my spiritual path. Well, that's what Scorpio is all about. So it just only spurred me on to want to do and learn and be a part of this channel, for example, more. So what I do, for those that are new and that are hanging in here, I do a 4-card spread for the month, and I finish with 2 oracle divinations, and they tend to be very synchronistic with the reading, which is a beautiful thing. I like to show you as an example of what my work is. So I hope that you will enjoy that, and those that have come back and known what I do and have been supporting me all this time, thank you so very, very much. Anytime you want to push that like button again, or subscribe, sometimes the subscribes go away and things change. I don't know why, but I appreciate your support greatly, and will continue to appreciate that. And the notification bell is great too, because it lets you know when I upload, since I am a massage therapist with the second practice and private practice, that takes me away. I never know exactly when, like I'm leaving, you know, shortly after this, coming back later tonight. So yeah, let's get on with the reading. We have, the first category is always the overall energy that led you into August. And we're here mid-month, so it's kind of nice to see if that's actually resonating. And a lot of times the cards resonate the moment I, you know, read them to you, and other times it takes a while, and other times not at all. So just know they're a sense of guidance. That's what I really want to make as clear as possible, is that this is not the absolute. It never has been. We have free reign and free choice in our lives for everything. I wouldn't want anybody to solely rely on tarot or astrology or anything, although there's such incredible gifts for us to kind of use as tools to help us in our path in our lives, you know. And sometimes the messages are just ways to just kind of inspire you again and think, ah, that's right, I had forgotten that, and thank you for reminding me, and oh, I had not thought of that type of energy. And they're beautiful, you know, a lot of these beautiful decks are so beautifully illustrated, and it's been on, astrology's been around for thousands of years, so, you know, there is a science to it. I'm using the beautiful Light Seers Tarot today, one of my favorite decks. Overall energy for you, beautiful Scorpio. And by the way, the moon is in Taurus, and that's a really beautiful energy as well. It's a sensual energy. It's a Venus rule. There's love, there's magic, there's power, there's money, good fortune, all sorts of beautiful things that you can derive from this energy. And maybe you're still vacationing or wanting to and planning it in between this month and September. Good time, I must say. Weather-wise, also because we're heading into another retrograde. And that retrograde tends to mix things up a little bit. So, you know, it's a time of just kind of reviewing things and kind of looking over everything that's already taken place. Not necessarily starting something new or initiating, though people do. And it works out too. It's just not always advised until the end of the retrograde, which will be on the 2nd of October. So time to kind of relax into double checking things with that Virgo energy and details and planning for the straightforward energy that will happen mid-October, just in time for the next season of eclipses, which will be once again in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. So there you are, Scorpio. This year is going to be probably one of the most transformational, as it was starting last year and going through to 2023. Because of these eclipses, they do change so many things. And I want to say it's going to be because it's the best thing for you. That's always what I believe. Even if it doesn't seem like it at the time. They can bring out things quickly. They can bring in things quickly. It can take some time. The effects of eclipses can last 6 months to a year. And so it'll be a very different life, perhaps, or, you know, something having to do with your perception, certainly your family, perhaps, your well-being. Everything can be involved. Your overall energy for the month, though, is the Four of Pentacles. Now, this is kind of interesting and also makes a lot of sense. First of all, the Four is about stability. And the Pentacles are the earth element. So we have, once again, the very strong influence of Virgo coming through, which will be very good for you, Scorpio. And then also, I didn't say, but we've had a lot of influence with Taurus, but it will be part of the eclipse season, has been. And with the Aquarian energy that's been throughout the month, first of all, Uranus, the outer planet, that's very, very powerful when it comes to change and surprises and shocking kind of energy of, you know, whoa, where did that come from? Is very much present and has been, certainly with the full moon. It continues on that way throughout the remainder of the year. And, you know, that is the ruling planet of Aquarius. Also, the more historical ruling planet of Aquarius was Saturn. And Saturn is just the opposite of that. It's more structured and constricted, and it's about time and how we use it and utilize it and realize, you know, that we only have so much time in this life. So let's not get crazy. Let's stay on track. Let's be more disciplined. Well, basically just the opposite of Uranus, but that's like they're always doing this dance, you know. The Four of Pentacles is about kind of being a little bit more stingy, a little bit more, you know, holding things a little bit closer to your chest. You know, for no other reason, just because you want to know that you've got, at least you've got this for that rainy day or whatever this is. You know, a lot of times it has to do with money, or it has to do with how, for myself as a massage therapist, way slower month. It's notoriously like that. It's a seasonal thing. People going back to school, you know, vacations, as I said. This is when my clients, I've done this for the 20 plus years that I've been doing massage. It's just a time to be aware of that, to have your fun, to balance it as best you can, but just make sure that you're not necessarily overdoing it. There's that Saturn influence there. You know, the Uranus influence is like, let's just go have fun. Forget about it. Everything, there's no limit. There's no limit to money and the resources and, you know, the law of attraction. This is true. But you're thinking, I'm just going to make sure I don't go crazy because I feel safer that way. That's kind of the mentality of a lot of Scorpios anyway. They're frugal and they're very sensible, and therefore they accrue quite a bit of wealth in their life. Could be wealth in your health, making sure that you're taking care of your regular annual checkups. I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing anything. I'm simply saying when the pentacles are involved, it has to do with our earthly, grounded kind of energy. And then there's the relationships and making sure that you're not overly protective and possessive of a relationship, but at the same time, you don't let go or lose sight of the importance of bringing a little romance in, or, you know, going on that date once a week, you know, not forgetting that, keeping it. There's that possessive part, and we all know the little more shadowy side of a Scorpio, myself included, as I mentioned, with certainly Venus in Scorpio. There is a possessive aspect to us. It's all with the best of intentions, but, you know, keeping that temperate as well is really important. So you are feeling the energy of the up and coming Virgo energy and the Taurus energy that has been very prevalent with Uranus in Taurus for some time now and for some time to come. And that is about our earthly, you know, practicality and sensuality and loving good food and tasting the best of wine and dance and song and having fun. And please do, for heaven's sake, that's essential for our lives. And I'm finding that out more and more, you know, and fun can be many different things to different people. Just allow yourself to enjoy your life and not constantly be too serious or working too hard. So that's the Four of Pentacles. And so perhaps you can relate to that, Scorpio. And maybe you hadn't really thought about it. And now you're going to, I hope. So the second category is that of relationships. Now, I used to do a love connection, and a lot of people are saying, I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not watching that. I didn't mean solely that type, but it certainly is incorporated in it. I'm talking love across the board. All relationships, you know, whether it be family, friendships, work partnerships, self relationship, that's essential to really be able to understand how we operate in our relationships, you know, when we're really truthful and honest and transform in the ways we need to compromise and be you know, a caring, you know, reciprocal partner. So for you, beautiful Scorpios, and by the way, love is very important to you. And with this passionate, you know, physical and emotional energy of Leo that's been happening, and then Venus went into Leo, that's right. So there you go. There's even more about love. Let's see what's happening for your relationships. Well, you have the Fool. So I love the Fool. It's a major arcana, and the Fool is pretty much what it says, except it's not, because the Fool is not being a fool. The Fool is just allowing things and just saying, you know, I had that saying and it just escaped as soon as it came in. However, trusting, allowing the universe to guide you and to protect you, as it always does, but fully believing in it. And saying, you know, I don't know how this relationship's going to be, or this friendship, and if we're going to be better friends, or if it's going to be the soulmate of a lifetime. I don't know that, but guess what? I'm open for that, and I want that. And I think that's a huge component in receiving and, you know, manifesting these things, which you're an amazing manifester, if I did not mention that. So keep up the good work there. Be aware and know that your thoughts are always on a positive note, because that will bring in the positive, of course, like attracting like. Simple, you know, strategies that I tend to forget too. I think of the negative, that's what's coming in. And that's a promise. So I love this. I do. You feel like the world is your oyster, and, you know, you have so many possibilities and opportunities, and love is kind of funky and wonderful, you know. It's hard to really say why we meet the people we meet, but I think it's destined in a lot of ways. I think serendipitous occurrences are there for us to be fully aware of if we choose to be. And that's a huge part of life. So please take hold of that and just surrender and release. Let go and let God, as the saying goes. Well, then we go into the category of finances, because finances are a huge part of our lives. But it could also be, as I always say, the wealth of something else, the wealth of a relationship, the wealth of your body. Feeling the best you can. How are you dealing and taking care of yourself? And you have the Four of Cups. So this is the card. I love this beautiful picture though. Well, the 4 is the second 4 in your reading. So there's a definite, if it isn't already stable and you're feeling secure, thankfully, and I believe you are, you have the creativity, you have everything and all the tools you ever need. The determination, as I mentioned, the gifts, the intuitive psychic ability to kind of really see things ahead of time and know the different trends and patterns of life, which is such a gift. But it's like the contemplation card, really. People say disappointed. I don't see it that way. You know there's always more. You know you've got more to give and more interest in starting something, perhaps. It's just something that's been kind of coming up in your dreams, maybe, or just you've done something for a very long time, you do it great, you love it. It's like, I know there's something else. I for one, I've been doing side things like, making body butters, and I want to do lip balms and things, because it just, there's no end, but I've been purchasing them for so long as a therapist. And it's like, wait a minute, I want to make them because I know what goes into it. I fully know, 100% across the board, refined, organic, cruelty-free ingredients. And it's so much fun. It's exciting, and it's really cool. And I love them. I use them. I sell them. I give them away. I feel like that's something that has to do with your finances, some other form of income, and you're just kind of really figuring it out, basically. You're deciding on what that's going to be. You don't want to overspend or invest too much right now. That was clear with the energies you were bringing in here. But it doesn't mean you can't do something. It doesn't mean you can't find out the most, once again, frugal way to go about it. You don't have to invest a lot of money sometimes to start something. And that's kind of beckoning to you right now. I would love to know if you want to share. Because like I said, even on YouTube alone, it's such a vast array of possibilities and people and ways to learn and to share. So that's gorgeous, and I like that. I don't see it as a negative in any way. I see it as a inspirational feeling you're having. And that new moon in a sign that's very, very advantageous for you has a lot to do with the thinking and the planning, with the Virgo aspect of Mercury, the fast thought process of and more people kind of giving you more ideas and you formulating and deciding for yourself how you're going to end up doing it. That's how it works in the end. Very gorgeous. Last category. Surprises and wishes. What are you going to do that's going to even surprise you? Or what's coming in that good old Uranus is bringing in that's going to be a beautiful surprise? Let's go there. Oh, you have the Two of Swords. So you feel like you might be in a crossroads. This is the air element. It is the Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Oh, and on the 20th of August, we have the planet Mars, which is a very, very powerful, strong warrior planet. Hot, fiery, passionate, energy type planet going from Taurus, which has been excellent for you as well, to Gemini. So Gemini is a whole different vibe, but it's the mind, it's communication, it's ideas. It's like, oh my gosh, here they get just pouring in. This is what this is about. The Four of Cups for your money, ways to make money. There's so many opportunities, so many options. You may be at a crossroads with a couple of ideas and you're not 100% sure yet, but you notice there are the blindfolds, I believe, on this person. And basically just to help you really take your mind off of the outer exterior influences. Take your time to be that powerful, magical, incredibly intuitive person that you are, and listen to what your gut says. If you are in between 1 or 2, as they say, which doesn't really get depicted in this card, the 2 of Swords, you take one away, it's the Ace. So no matter which way you go, it'll be a good way. But don't worry, you will think and it will come to you. It's not going to be something you need to feel burdened with. Take the deep breaths and allow your heart and your gut to tell you, because it will, and it'll be good. And so that makes such perfect sense with the opportunities that are lining up for you and the stability that you want. Okay, that's what this is going to incur for you. So don't you worry your pretty little mind about it. Mind and thoughts are so fleeting at times, and if you get a little confused, step back is my favorite wonderful uplifting spiritual tip, is what I have for every single reading, and that's for you. So it's interesting, you have the Pentacles, you've got the Major Arcana, you've got the Cups, and you've got the Swords. So the only thing you didn't get were the Wands, but the Fool could be you just saying, whoo, I'm fired up, I'm fiery energy, which is what the Wands are, the element of fire. But we're in Leo season, so I think that kind of equates to that as well. Perhaps you have fire in your chart somewhere, and you're really feeling that energy. And it'll continue on. It's not going to subside. Uranus does go, the planet of the surprise, all the thing I mentioned about Uranus, it goes into retrograde, stations retrograde on the 24th. So, that'll shake you up for a day maybe, but it's a long period of time. It does it every year. And maybe it'll just make you more at peace with the changes when they come in so rapidly and unexpectedly, or they might subside during this time. They're not as violently powerful and surprising and jarring, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. So, because even the best of surprises can be extremely jarring, and we need to work on the energy then to calm ourselves. You know all about energy. Let me finish with your 2 oracle messages. The first being the runes, because I absolutely love the runes. They've been around forever. Very powerful and very insightful oracle of the runes. I've got my beautiful amethyst runes. So I pick one out and then I match it with the flashcards as I learn and study the meanings, so that one day I won't have those, although I love what they say anyway. That's so interesting, because I just got this. And I said I was going to promise myself an association, because it's nothing like the alphabet that we have in the English alphabet. But it is an alphabet. And so I need to remember, and I do. And I'll let you know how to. The rune is Pertho. And it doesn't look anything like a P. But to me, it looked like a tooth. So I thought of when I've been to the dentist my whole life. Pulling of a tooth, and P is the objective here, the bottom line. So let's see if I'm correct about it being P. Come on, man, I think it just was pulled, no pun intended, recently, but I love that association for myself, and it works. So, but then the next thing will be to be able to remember every single aspect of it. What do I remember? I want to say it's number 14. And I want to say that it is, let me just go from there. Oh, it's the letter P. Did I just do this yesterday? Is that why I'm so excited about this? It is number 14. It is, okay, this is the part I wasn't able to grasp, but I will. The more I do it, the more it'll come to me. The theme is Dice Cup. Now, of course, instantly I think of taking that chance, being the fool, right? Just allowing. A lot of times, I must say, Scorpio, you are not necessarily one to just be silly and take chances that aren't necessarily calculated and so forth, certainly financially. But that's not happening right now. You're having a different change of heart. And it's not going to be crazy. You're not going to spend every cent you have. You're going to make an investment though, and it's going to be worth it. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It could be more time than you're used to and all the other variables there and resources. But the keywords are karma, chance, mysteries, visions, all the things you are, perfect for you, right? Intuition, reveal truth. Well, that's what you do anyway. You're such an incredibly truthful sign that digs deep, you know, into the recesses and the parts of our lives and ourselves that we don't want to see necessarily. But it's imperative to move past the things we don't want anymore, or we want to get rid of, and we want to purge and so forth. You're the 8th house. You're the sign of, you know, inheritance, life, birth, rebirth, sensuality, sexuality, you know, and then starting it again. It's just a continuous cycle in our lives, right? Magical working, divine hidden facts, occult initiations. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Why not? Come join us. Understanding fate, you most certainly do, and developing intuition, which I think is a lifetime experience for you that you welcome. I know I do. All will be revealed. A leap of faith. Trust your intuition. Trust it. Believe in the choices and know that you will make the right choices in all areas of your life. Hidden influences, hidden forces influence the outcome. Well, there's always hidden things. That's why I call my channel mystical. You know, Marianne's mystic mentions, the things that are absolutely happening, but we can't necessarily tangibly feel and touch, but they're there. We know they're there. You can't see electricity. We know when we plug in the plug, it turns on the light, right? Roll of the dice, take your chance. This is a very important message for you the month of August, and it's been very synchronistic with the desire to be the fool, to, you know, kind of ruminate and kind of think about things you've been thinking about, and then making that choice, you know, making it happen. I love that. I'm going to finish with your last card, which is the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards, which are gorgeous and beautiful. So I simply shuffle them a bit so that you get your specific one that Spirit wants you to know about. And it's just for you. And I honestly hope you're having an amazing month. And if you're going to go to maybe the last of the Leo birthdays, that you'll have an amazing time if you're not with a Leo. A lot of Scorpio and Leos do tend to gravitate. There's the water and fire. It's very steamy, very hot. That's something you like. So, and then also Virgo is beautiful for Scorpio. So, I just pulled this one too. This is very interesting because I did shake it up. It's number 34. It's a beautiful, beautiful, and the man's wearing, or woman, I don't know, a purple coat. So, you know, my heartstrings have been touched. But look at this full moon. That was the Aquarius moon. Something was triggered in you. Some idea, boys, some thought, some willingness to really start to express yourself. And then with the sun ruled Leo energy, just wanting to be more present and seen in some regard. You are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. What thought pattern do you need to shift? Well, that's huge, because what we think we are becoming, and we create and we bring into our lives. So that's always a really powerful question, which is why I love this deck as well. But let me get to the actual message for you and send you on your way. I love and appreciate you once again for being here. You know that. 34 is towards the end, right here. What have you been focusing your attention on? Take a mental inventory of your current situation. What is causing you the most frustration? A decision? I mean, this could lean towards frustration because, you know, our minds do some funny things and tend to go into loops, and we want to not do that. We want to be that passionate, heart-centered, feeling person that brings, that's like the last step for manifestation, is to emotionally bring something forth. Excuse me. There's my throat chakra. Let's see. So, yeah, what is causing you the most frustration? Now access your thought about the situation. Thoughts. Chances are your thoughts have been focusing on it too. Wait a minute. Chances are your thoughts have been focusing on it too. We always get what we focus on. It's a law. We just talked about that. And I know you know that. So you may say you want more money, but you're focused on how you don't have enough. Oh my gosh, we already went through this. This is so true. What are you thinking? And what, it needs to be the most positive, brilliant, like bigger than life kind of thoughts and dreams and manifestations. Or do you want to find true love, but you secretly feel unworthy of love? Or maybe you want to get healthy and lose weight, but you say unkind things to yourself in the mirror. You may have every intention in the world to move forward, but if your thoughts aren't aligned with your actions, your efforts will be muted. Can you tell there's a shadowy Mercury period coming with the way I'm talking already? Because anybody that's been watching me, it's bam. And I'm a Libra, and it's going to be in Libra, so it's going to be more personal, but it'll be perfect. I always make a log and talk about all the things that happen. Quite fascinating at times. You will always get what you focus on. Thoughts overtake action every time. So use this time to realign your thoughts with your true intentions. When you focus on the things you want with ease, no mental barriers will hold up the manifestation process. Isn't that good to know? And believe and trust that what you want is on its way to you. Focus your attention on the outcome you desire most. That is sent with love. I hope you're feeling this and experiencing it already, because we're halfway through the month. Could have already occurred. Could be something you know is occurring. And now just bring it in. Do your magic. You've got this. And I gratefully hope to see you, have you come by for September reading, because I'll be here for you, okay? So take great care, and thank you again. Until next time, bye for now.